Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. I'm really happy to see you all here joining us, and I appreciate you taking the time to be here and joining the session. So, for those of you who are joining the session for the first time, I'm Vineet, and I'm the tutor from Bhavnam C2C. I'm a project engineer by profession, working in the States for the last couple of years. Coming to my education, I did my master's and bachelor's back in India, master's here in ASU, and then I cleared both the FE and PE exams. So that's just a brief introduction about me. And about today's webinar. So, one of the most common questions I get from any student who is preparing for FE is like, they always ask me, like, is it actually possible for someone like me to give the exam and clear the exam? And how do I know if my preparation is in the right track? So, and the best way to answer those questions is to hear directly from someone who has gone through the process and succeeded. So, as many of you already know, that the FE exam is not too easy, not too tough. It just requires consistency and discipline. So, especially if you're balancing work and then your personal life and studies all at the same time, you definitely need some discipline and consistency to clear these type of exams. So, today let me introduce someone who represents exactly what's possible if you just put your discipline and consistency throughout the process of preparation. So Aziz is one of our students, and recently he successfully cleared the FE exam, just like many of you listening today. He started with so many questions, doubts, and challenges, but he stayed committed throughout the process and then cleared the exam successfully. So without taking any more time, let me hand it over to Aziz, and we'll have the Q&A session at the end. So please feel free to keep all your questions ready for the Q&A session at the end. Aziz, it's all yours now.
Thank you, Vinit. First of all, let me say hi to everyone that joins. Just remind me when I joined for the first time for the same webinar in 2025. It was September that I had a lot of doubts and I didn't know where to start and what to focus on and how to get these works done and clear the exam. Uh, and after sitting for the webinar with the tutors and colleagues in the friends in Barnum C2C, I got very important informations. And with those informations, I just draw a roadmap with a specific plan. And I started having a discipline and dedicated time each day. If it was not enough, but I tried to use those times efficiently to clear the exam, and I cleared it for in the first try. And I will go in detail through those slides of presentations that I prepared, and I hope everyone can get a little bit benefit of today's session. And if you had, I'm sure you may have a lot of questions for those who join for the first time in this kind of webinars. They may have a lot of questions and doubts, and I, along with other tutors, I was a student in this course, but here is the very expert tutor, Mr. Vinit, and others may have some informations to share with you, and I hope you can get something to be benefited from. I will walk you all through maybe 6, 7 slides. We will discuss about understanding the IFE exams. It's very important for those who are recently joined and wants to get the information from the scratch, from the first. What is the structure and format of the exam, and what to expect in the day of exam? It will be discussed on the first 2, 3 slides, and the how to have a well strategy or good approach to get ready for the exam and how to plan to in a short period of time, which is designed by Barnum C2C. And I believe if you go through that strategies and those informations that they are sharing with you during the course, you will easily get the exam done and pass it in the first try. And again, exam day, I will try to explain step by step from the time that you start from home uh, till you're going to leave the exam hall. I will go and I will try to explain all details and to those two three slides and again uh, common mistakes that I experienced and um, which is sometimes it is very silly mistakes that cost you a lot and you will lose a lot of marks and some of them are very important that you should not make those kind of mistakes. The structure and format of the IFE exam that it is computer based exam. Before I believe it was paper and pen based. You could read the exam, the questions and solve it and find the answer and mark the right answer. But nowadays, I think NCES launched and implemented all the computer based. You will get 6 hours of time for the exam plus the in total 6 hours times, which includes the 25 minutes of a break between two sessions, two halves, that first half and second half. And you will get 8 minutes of the for the first half, you will have half of the time, which is around 2 hours and 35 minutes, and the system will I already discussed about the total time, which is 6 hours. So if you deduct 25 minutes and plus 8 other minutes, you may have exactly you will have 2 hours and 35 minutes for the first half and the same for the second half. And the total number of questions is 110, which the NCES website says that 10 question is not they don't have weightage or marks, but they are in between. You cannot identify those questions also. So you have to solve all the 110 questions at least. They have a specified 10 questions for the developing questions for the coming exams or for the future exams. So you may not be able to identify, but still you will get marks from those 100 questions. What I learned from the NCES website. You have the handbook, the IFE handbook. I believe most of you are familiar with the handbooks. So the IFE exam is an open book that gives you a soft copy of handbooks, a PDF copy of handbooks in the computer. So whatever you get the questions, the most of the questions, the answer or at least the formulas that you can solve those questions are in the IFE handbook. That I will discuss about the handbook in the coming slides. That how you can master handbook and how to navigate the handbook to find the right formulas with a short period of time to manage the time efficiently. So you will have the handbook in one side and another side of the screen, which is split in two parts. Another split is the questions that you get for the exam. Next, okay. The IFE exam pass rates by discipline, as you can see here, it's depicted in percentage. So for civil, it is 63%. That the first time takers is 60 to 70% passing rate. But the important thing is having a discipline, a dedicated time, and a consistency that always it's recommended by all the tutors that are familiar with the exam and has experience, especially Vinitz. He was always insisting on discipline and consistency that without consistency, it might be a little bit difficult. And if you can dedicate 1 hour a day, make it every day. 30 minutes a day, but make it every day. If you study this weekends and not the whole week, you cannot make a time for it, and next weekend it will be during this gap, the thing that you studied already in the last week, you may forget. But still, it depends on the ability of the brain, your brain, and your style of studying. At least for myself, uh, one of the factors for this success that I cleared that in the first try was the consistency that I was studying almost every day. So I already talked about handbook and uh, yeah, the practice under time condition or time constraint is another key things that whatever for the first and second months you will get the general informations and the setting environment, whether you are sitting in with tutors in the course or you are studying by yourself. So you may get all the general things, but once you start practicing the questions and navigating the handbooks to get the right formula to solve the questions, so the time constraint is very important. You have to keep track of time for each questions in the real exam. In the actual exam, you have um, less than 3 minutes, so you have to manage even less than that to get a little bit time for breathe, because it is you will be under pressure during the exam that every question is coming, especially when you face to some difficult questions. And if you don't ignore it for the first time and go to the easiest one, then the pressure will be a lot during the actual exam. So a strategy of preparation, 3 to 4 months is a very fair time frame for those who has jobs. 4 months is recommended, I guess. Uh, but at least each day you have to, I guess. Uh, so I personally prefer to spend uh, between 3 to 4 hours every day. But still, if your brain is fresh and you are recently graduated from your master's or your bachelor's, you may be able to spend 2 hours per day. So personally, I graduated back in 2009 from bachelor from Afghanistan. And in 2018, 2016 to 2018, I got my master's from India. And from 2018, I was all in the project management field. So I was away from the calculations and science behind all this engineering stuff. And at the same time, I'm married and I'm father of 4 children. It was difficult for me, but still, when I could do it with a consistency and dedication, I'm sure that every one of you, if you spend very less time with efforts, you will pass the exam. So total hours to dedicate for the exam to spend for the exam during those 3 to 4 months. It's recommended 200 plus hours uh, to be able to pass it easily. So this is the I think the weekly structure. Yeah. So it's up to your ease of having time for this, how to manage it, which subject you are strong with. The recommendation is to spend more time for those questions, those topics and subjects that they have a lot of weightages, and you will um, get a higher chance of clearing it, and less time for the topics which is having less weightages. But still, those are important. Each topic is important, and one questions also make a big difference between um, passing the exam or fail it or couldn't pass it. So the first month it is recommended by not only by myself but all the tutors. I think Vinit is here and others that are familiar. They may have some comments that it's recommended to for the first month complete the topics review for the high weightage that this high weightage subjects, and the month two intensive practice problems and navigating the handbooks is very important to see the to read the question and go to the handbook. Try to go to the handbook for each questions, even if you are 60% sure that this is answer, but still during the practice try to open the handbook, search and find the appropriate answers and make sure that this is the answer. That's very important, and during the exam it will help you a lot if you are familiar with the handbook well. And month the third month full length time practice exams, and focus on weak areas. So the Barnum C2C, the course that is already facilitating these webinars and also the actual 3 months, 3 to 4 months prep course. They have well-designed website, and I recommend you all to just have a look to the website. And there are a lot of resources that you can benefit from. There are a lot of questions that you can solve. They share a lot of resources personally with me through WhatsApp, and I believe they will do the same for you. And they have well designed mock exams, and at least two exams. I attended two mock exams. It is timed exams that develop my ability of sitting in a real exam and with a confidence to solve this question. So I recommend to have a look to their websites and go through all the resources and the questions. And at least I think once you get registered and start the class with them, you will have access to the website for those mock exams. But it will help you a lot during the actual exam. Yeah, and the final week. Uh, so I'm not sure whether still there are three tutors or not. Vinit will confirm it, but we had I am the student of batch six that we recently finished that the batch six, and I graduated from that batch. So we had three tutors, Mr. Chandra, Mr. Vinit, and Mr. Naga. So I think each of them at least taught us 4 to 5 subjects. So they had their own strategies, their own way of delivering those lectures. But I'm gonna highlight some of the key areas that you, if you are gonna be a student with in the coming batches, so be careful to don't miss those areas. For example, while you are in Chandra's classes, whatever he says, take it serious. He explained in a very detail, which I think he gone through all the exams like GATE and all difficult exams that which is very common in India. So he expects the same thing from all his students to know it and to discuss and to be able to solve those kind of questions. So for Chandra, just be all ears in his classes. Uh, and his subjects, most of his subject has uh, a lot of weightages, and try to be attentive and participate with him and try to answer the questions that he's asking during the, because once you get ready or try to answer, and if you answer the wrong, but still once he is gonna explain it, it will be in your permanent memory, and it will help you a lot in the exam. And Vinit will ask you, so whatever it is in the handbook, he will explain it very well, but some key topics and formulas, especially that is which is not in the handbook, and he simplified it very well, and he has a simplified formulas. And once he's asking you to make a note of it, just take it serious, because I personally got 2 questions from those formulas that were not in handbook, and I want to thank him. I didn't have the chance to talk with him after my exam, and now he's here. I want to thank him that whatever he highlighted as a missing formulas in the handbook, they were important, and I got 2 questions from those formulas. One from in water resources, in another formula which was in engineering economics. That I memorized it. There are not that much formulas to be memorized. It's very less, because everything, most of the things you have in handbook, but some formulas that are not in handbook, the tutors will ask you to make a note of it. And Naga also, Naga, he shared. I think he shared a lot of formulas that were not in handbook, which I got in my exam one or 2 questions in soil in geotechnics from those formulas that were not in handbook, and one another question. I think it was from traffic engineering. So the thing is that they will highlight the formulas that are not in the handbook. They will ask you to make a note of it, and just make a note of it and memorize those formulas, because I'm sure you will get questions from those formulas. So these were some points from my personal experience during the classes. High-weight subjects. So it's recommended to focus first for the subjects that has maximum impact, like structural engineering, water resources, geotech, traffic engineering, and mechanics of materials. So if it is for me, I personally prefer to go through all, But whatever it has a high weightages, it is recommended a general approach that it's recommended to focus first for the subjects that has maximum impact in your marks, and the areas that you are strong, just make yourself master on those, because during the actual exam, if you solve these questions in the subject that you are strong in, you can save a lot of time and invest it to those areas that you are a little bit weak, struggling, and you need more time to manage the time to solve the questions within that uh, 30 minutes in each half. And low weight and weak area always refer to your weak areas, find it out, get help of the tutors from the Banner C2C, and also so nowadays the ChatGPT can help us a lot. Whatever you think that you need more explanation, and if you could not get a hold of the tutors, that I believe you can anytime. If you send them a text, they will address your questions clearly and very well. But still, if you couldn't get their a on-time reply, you can get a help of ChatGPT, ask your questions. And I personally used some so spend some time with ChatGPT and in the weak areas, and get a lot of information tracks uh, to that helped me during my exam. Uh, so here, seven subjects carry 7 to 11% weightage each. I already explained those subjects that I believe it is. Again, I want to repeat it, that it's structural engineering, geotech, uh, transportation, uh, water, fluid. I guess fluid mechanics also, and mechanics of materials. These six. I don't know which one was that seventh one. I it didn't come in my mind now, but there are seven subjects that has a weightage of 7 to 11% of the total mark, each of those questions, those subjects. So the number of, if we discuss number of the questions from each of those subjects, you will expect to have 8 to 12 questions. So you may get 8, you may get 9, you may get 10 or 11 up to 12. And seven subjects carry 4 to 6 percent weightage, which you will expect to have 4 to 7 questions from each of them, which is I think statics, ethics, engineering, economics, and statistics, and also I think so. I will again repeat those clearly. What are those subjects? And we will discuss it. Maybe we can discuss it in the question and answer session. So here, it's a tip that never skip any subjects entirely. A personal experience. I was about to quit the probability and statistics, and I raised the question from Vinit during one of his lectures, that I asked that I couldn't I couldn't get some of the questions from the probability and statistics, and what should I do? What's your recommendations? I think it will be good for me to skip the entire subject and focus on another. His answer was very clear, that never try to skip. Go through some topics that you understand, and it's a chance. Sometimes you may get the questions from those topics that you know. You never know that which topics you can have the questions. So go through those. And also he recommend that go through the difficult topics also. Try to understand. If not, don't panic, just leave it. It's not end of the world. And I remember his wording that he said at the end, if suppose if you fail, it's not end of the world. Don't panic that much. Just keep your confidence, and whatever you understand and you are strong, go with that strong areas and to the exam and solve as many questions as you can. That it helped me. I didn't struggle the topics that I didn't know, and still I may have some difficulties and uh, challenges. I didn't skip it, but I tried to get those questions, those easy areas that was easy and understandable for me, and I invest time for those also. Never skip any topics entirely. So exam day, uh, during the exam, each question has time between not between exactly 2.9 minutes. It's less than 3 minutes each question. So try to arrive at the exam center. It's recommended to 30 minutes before, but my personal experience says 45 to 1 hour before the exam, try to reach there. Go to the building, navigate everywhere. Whereas especially very important thing is the restroom. Find the restroom before you are going to the hall, because during the hall, one part of your brain will always think about, okay, if I finish the first half, I I definitely will go and use restrooms, where it will be, how I can find it. It is a personal experience for me. Just to avoid that, I want to raise it that just navigate everywhere. Where is the parking? Try to park your car as close as possible to the building, because during the break you will get to your car to have some snacks or water or something, because the you can carry it inside the building, but still you have to put it in the lockers. So they recommend to put your phone and everything, snacks outside, and if you keep it in car, it will be easy for you to get and help yourself and go back. And while entering to the exam area, you will go through a security check to the registration. They will give you a key, put your all your stuffs in the locker, and go again. Someone will check your pockets and a personal check. And once they are sure that you don't have anything with you except your calculator without the cover, and they will give you sheets. It is a plastic covered sheets with the markers. Try to check those markers that they are working, because sometimes you may get some markers that during the exam they will not work, and it will be um, time consuming and wasting time if you ask them to bring another pen for you. Try to check it before you are going to enter to the exam hall. Once you enter to the exam halls, you will sit in the behind the computer, and there are two screens, and they will ask you to okay to start. And once you start, the time will start running. The first 8 minutes, you have to navigate all the area of the system. One side you will have the handbook, another side you will have the questions. The questions comes one by one. So once you finish one question and answer, another question will appear. So if you face to have questions that you are not sure that you are able to solve it within 3 minutes, my recommendation is to just go through the answers. The answer that you think potentially is the right answer, just choose that and flag it and go to another question. Or some questions they trick you. Some questions are like it looks easy, and once you go through the handbook, you cannot find the right answer for that. And if you are not able to find the answer to the right formula from the handbook within 30 seconds, don't waste your time. Just go to the answers, find one answer which is potentially the right answer, just choose that flag and go to. Because you will have a lot of easy questions to solve on that time that you are spending on that difficult questions which you are not sure you are going to get the right answer or not. But still, you have time once you go through all the questions in the first half. The system will give you, it will not give you the time that you saved for yourself. You will have that time to come through those questions that looked difficult before. And by the time you go through end, you will have a confidence that okay, I solved a lot of questions. Let me check other questions that are flagged. You will get some of them the right answers, but still if you are not able to find the right answers for some of the questions, just use the elimination method. Go through the answers, find the wrong answers, just eliminate it. And once you have two questions that you think that they are 50-50 one option, 50% the second option. So you have 50% chances to choose the right answer if you use the probability method techniques. Just the chance of choosing the right answer is quite good, 50%. So I already talked about total number of questions. Average per question is 2.9 minutes. And again, try to solve easy questions as many as possible and come back. The system will give you before you are going to the break. It will ask you to check your flagged questions, and once you finished it, it will ask you to submit. Once you submit it, then you will not be able to go through all those go through those questions to see it. So once you submit it, it is uploaded in the system, and you have your 25 minutes break to relax, to stretch, and whatever you want to do. Come back after 20 minutes and with a fresh energy for the second half. So I already discussed all the elimination methods, how to eliminate it, and questions type. Yeah, questions type. You will have the multiple choice questions that one of the answers is right, and you click it. Some of the questions it is very specific. It might be very easy, but specific. It has a blank space. You have to put an exact answer. The answer, sometimes the answer also has an interval. For example, between, just suppose your answer is 2.5. The interval will be 2.3 to 2.6 or 2.7. So if you put your answer in this interval, it will be accepted, and your answer will be right. So that's very specific. I got two questions from one structure and another the uh, mechanics of materials that were very specific, and we had to put, and some questions are drag and drop, and you have to match the right answer with the right part of the questions to solve. So the concept, the mathematics, if you are good at mathematics, engineering, economics, and ethics, for me, these three subjects were not that easy, but still, I could solve it. I could solve most of the questions in less than 2 minutes. So I saved some of my time to spend it for the difficult questions. So these three questions, if you are good at math, try to solve a lot of questions from engineering economics. It is very easy once you find the flow, and it has very tricky parts that once you got those tricky parts, for example, if you are able to identify the future value, if you are able to identify, okay, this value is the present value, that value is the future value, and there are three terms about the interest. It is annual interest and two other interests. Once you got those five and some other formulas are there and how to use those tables in the handbook, if you go through and solve some questions, I believe you will be able to solve the economic engineering questions very easily. So ethics also, again, ethics is easy, but it will be tricky if you feel that, okay, if you feel less than 70% confidence that it is an answer, just go through the handbook, try to find excuse me, try to find the answers from the handbook, because sometimes they design the questions and give you an answer to trick you, and you will be very confident that, okay, this is the answer, but it will not be. Just try to use the handbook for those type of questions to solve it. Yeah. Yeah. If you have the direct formula questions and you feel it, oh, this is very easy, try to be careful in unit conversions. Because if you get a very easy questions, sometimes it's not general things. Sometimes they will trick you in the unit conversions. So they will give you the three answers with three units. So if you don't uh, convert the units properly to get the right answers, whatever answers you get from your wrong approach, you will have the choices over there in the answers. If you choose it, then you will lose the marks. So try to be careful about the unit conversions too. And the unit conversions, and also try to master finding the right units in the 2 3 pages first pages of handbook. That's very important, because it is time consuming and tedious to go through the units and find the right unit conversion, the right factor to multiply or to divide to get your desired answer. So try to use those 3 to 4 pages as much as possible. Oh, critical mistakes, studying without solving. So if you study through the computer, through the screens, and you don't solve the questions, you may not get that good results. I can't say, I'm not in the position to say that, okay, you cannot get the good results, but you may not be able to get it. It's my personal experience. If you master a subject, once you open the practice questions from the Barnum C2C websites or whatever the resources they provide to you, once you get the questions and you find you yourself under pressure to, okay, how to solve it. It was very easy once I sit for the lecture. Tutor explained it very well, but why I'm not able to solve this question? So the practice will give you a confidence and also disclose all the problems that a candidate may face during the actual exams. So once you experience those struggles and those problems while practicing in the actual exam, you will not have those challenges and you will easily solve those questions. Don't ignore IFRI handbooks. I know for me also it was an approach that, okay, if you handbook, everything is in the if you handbook, I will be able to find the right formulas, but sometimes it is difficult to find it if you navigate it. So I gone through the pages of the handbooks a lot of the time, but still during the actual exam, I used to search the keywords in my computer while practicing. So the handbook brought me the pages directly, the pages with the keywords, and once I press the next button or the arrow key, it take me to another page, directly to the page which has the contents, and I was able to find the formula and to solve it with that within that time. It's a lot of time, but in the actual exam, it was a nightmare for me at least. Once I searched the keywords, it came like a draw, like a list. All the keywords which I searched was in the handbook, but it came in the list. So I had to go through all the lists and click one by one with the mouse, one by one, and look at the right side of that list, the page, which page I need to get the formula. So whatever I practiced at home was different in the system. So try to make it like a list and find from the list, because in the exam, what I personally experienced was like a list, a search list. It was coming like a list, and I had to go from the first and go next, 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 and at the same time look at the contents that was displaying in the page to find the right formula or right content. So time management, I discussed already, but still, again, I want to emphasize that time management is one of the key points that if you can manage your time well, 50% of the exam is done. So while practicing, try to manage your time and solve the questions within under 3 minutes. And if you face to a challenge or a struggle, just leave it even during the practice. Just leave that questions and go to another one. And once you came to those questions that you struggled, just find the struggle point. Why I had I struggled a lot with these questions. Find that weak area and emphasize in your memory, in your mind that okay, next time if I face to these questions, I should not have this. Skipping weak subjects, don't skip weak subjects. Just try to solve as many questions as you can. The tutors are very helpful, very kind, and you can get a hold of them anytime and solve those doubts. And if you had time, you can use ChatGPT or get a help of ChatGPT. Uh, Overconfidence. Why I wrote here the overconfidence things that sometimes if you solve questions, for example, 10 questions and you get 10 questions right, just don't think that everything is done, because you may face those questions that is familiar with you. It's easy for you, and try to change the resources. There are a lot of resources available in the Bonham C2C portals from different authors. They try to collect the questions, and if in one resource, for example, there are some books in the markets like Islam, Iqbal, Linderberg, and also some questions from Bonham C2C itself. They upload it in the system, in the mock test. Some questions I believe from NCES that they provide free in their websites. Those questions are available. If you get mastered in one resource, go to another resource, because there are different. The questions are I don't want to say different, but the approach and the area that they focus more is different. So, for example, Islam in structural engineering, Islam focused on influence line diagram a lot, but you will not get any questions from the influence line diagram in another resources. So try to go through all of them. Whatever the Bonham C2C recommend and provide, it is my recommendations too because they are experts. They taught this is the seventh batch that they are dealing with the students, and they have a lot of resources, and also they heard a lot of success stories, and whatever they recommend during the lectures, and whatever resources they recommend to go through, it is more than enough. I don't want to emphasize on it because there are plenty of resources available within their website. So your path to success, yeah. Remember, 60 to 70% of first-time takers pass. You can be one of them. This is very true. I started I started preparation. So I relocated to United States just last year. And end of 2024, I came to United States. Everything was new for me. I tried multiple times to start the getting preparation for the IFE exam, but I couldn't. I gone through multiple websites, courses that they provide this preparation materials and classes and all. But I don't want to say they don't provide, but I couldn't find a satisfying, easy access materials. And whatever they had, the first thing was that they were, for me, that was very expensive. The time. So some of the courses were recorded, which is not my preference. I prefer to sit with a tutor. That whatever is a doubt for me, I can raise my hands and ask the questions, or even if they ask the questions, I'm a kind of person that have a enthusiasm to cooperate and to answer, to be active in the class. And so that I didn't find in another courses, and also the amount of time that they dedicated for the preparations. If you get a recorded, they will provide for 3 months a limited amount of time recorded sessions. But if you go through the live classes, it's again maximum I find 2 months, which was for me a person that I was away from the academics for a quite long period of time. It was difficult for me to get ready within 2 months. 2 months was less for me. So mm, for the first time, I was just scrolling my phone and I saw a person was talking about IFE exam, and I clicked it, and once I clicked it, I got a message in WhatsApp that mm, how can I assist you? You wanna get information. So I started chat with that person, and it was a good coincidence that I got a right resource. A person sent me 1 hour video, which was recorded from one of the webinars, same like that we are doing now. I got a lot of information about the IFE exam, and that was the first point that I got interested a lot. I interested a lot, and it caught my attention to start the preparation because I find an easy path. And every day itself is a consistency. So 5 times a week is a consistent approach. So I started, although the timing was difficult for me, but since I had a dedication, I had no other options rather than going through this. By the time I just came from job to home, it was time for my class in Bonham C2C. I sat for 1 hour, got the information, and continuously after 1 hour, I spent more 2 hours to go through the past topics that we studied, again some other practice questions, and I think it was my luck. And once I got a lot of their recommendation, their tutor recommendations seriously, and whatever they said, whatever they asked me to note down as an important point and highlight, I did the same. And I got in the first try I cleared the exam. So I will be happy to answer your questions you may have about the exam. Or now, Vinit, floor is yours. You can add.
Thanks, Aziz. Thank you so much for taking the time and explaining everything in detail. So I really like the way you discussed everything, every minute detail that are very important on the final exam. So those are the things nobody tells us. So you only hear from the people who have actually cleared it. But yeah, definitely all of these will help everybody who joined this session. So I personally feel this is one of the most detailed webinars so far about the exam and the strategies and your personal experiences. So, and it's really inspiring how you cleared your exam with having kids. I know it's pretty difficult for those people who are already working, and then you have kids on the other hand. So I really feel it's so much inspiring for each and everybody here. So thanks for doing this, and thank you so much, Aziz, from the entire Bounum C2C team. We mean it, and now we'll have some time for Q&A session. If anybody has any questions, you can just feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey, this is Noor Vinay. Thank you, Aziz,
Yep.
for the informative session. My question is, Aziz, did you pass any specific type of the EFE or did you give like civil? And which state in the US did you give the exam in?
Yes,
Mm,
thank you,
mm.
Noor. I cleared the FE civil and in the state of California.
Hi, Aziz. This is Mohammed. Hi, Vinit. Thank you for
Yep.
the informative session. I really appreciate that. So recently, I took the FE exam and I couldn't clear it. It was like 2 months ago, and I've already registered for the next exam, which is scheduled in June. So my experience with the recent exam was, I felt I had a bit lack of preparation because I feel I'm a bit weak in math. So does Bhavanam has any kind of a strategy where you can improve these kind of students who are a bit weak in math, as most of these foundation subjects are belong to math?
So yeah, definitely. So we'll help you guys with any special topics that you want. Like if you are really weak in math, you can always reach out to us personally with the questions. So we'll teach you what kind of tricks you can use in solving different types of topics. So I teach mathematics personally for Bonham CDC. So it is it is easy. It's not too tough when you compare it with what you studied abroad, like back in India or back in whichever the country you're from. So it is relatively easy, and there are few topics that you need to focus in order to get good marks in mathematics. So that's the only thing. And most of the questions you see will be from the handbook, especially in math. But there are few questions that you need to have that NCS feels that you need to know it, meaning you need to have that kind of aptitude or any of the general knowledge to answer those type of questions. So yeah, you can always listen to the sessions and then reach out to us personally after the sessions so that we can discuss about each and everything in detail. Now we all recently
Oh,
we also started sessions separately for the doubts, so that there is another tutor that exclusively discusses about the doubts sessions. So
Yeah,
yeah, you can also get benefited from
Vinit.
those type of sessions. Yep.
Yeah. So thank you, Vinit. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. I'm also from Bonham C2C team. So, Aziz, thank you so much for your excellent the roadmap, and we really happy with your feedback. The Vinit, I'm going to continue this person's the request on particularly
Yeah.
mathematics. So, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No
So,
problem.
the you already covered that. So, we are going to have a complete doubt session on this particular mathematics. So again, I'm just reiterating this, and we have prepared us the 30 to 45 questions on this mathematics whatever the handbook formulas we have in that particular handbook, mostly if you go and check all the formulas, maybe you may get 45 or 50 formulas. More important formulas we took, and we prepared a 45 to 30 to 45 questions on that particular mathematics. And we are going to have this particular doubt sessions and also covering all those mathematics problems, those 30 to 45 mathematics problems in upcoming. I think it's supposed to happen yesterday, but I think we missed it because of the timing or something. So, but we are going to have that kind of session. And that is not only for the mathematics, the next almost all the 14 subjects, we are going to prepare each subject with a 30 practice problems from the handbook formulas. If you see, suppose if you took a engineering economics, and if you found a 30 formulas, we will keep every formula with one example for you to understand it. So the main reason, recent times, we have connected with the people who passed the FE exam in our Bonum C2C, the people who took the preparation, and we are asking them to mark up what kind of questions you got, what kind of questions you remembered, what kind of formulas will help you to solve the questions. So we are asking them to mark up on the handbook. They already marked up all of them, and we have received the three. Aziz, we haven't asked you, I think. So we need your support also, Aziz, in this. So we will personally connect with you and we will ask you, but we are also going to cover those particular mark formulas in this particular doubt sessions. So stay tuned and be into our groups, and so we are going to make so multiple sessions and to make you to feel confident about the handbook in this point of time. So by having a confidence on the handbook, you could solve next to 10 marks easily. So that would be the most successful roadmap or the preparation strategy for you to pass this FE exam. Yeah, thanks, Vinit. That's what I wanted to cover. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ajay.
Perfect.
So
Thank you.
it's amazing.
Any questions?
I have a question.
Yep, go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Aziz. I have a question about the exam. So, during the exam, do we have a chance that we can escape from a question that come back at the end of the exam or the end of the section? We come back and review like the escape ones and mark them, or we have to select an answer during the session. So
Yes, thank you, Riyazat, from your questions. So basically, you can skip, but it's not recommended. Why? It is a time constrained exam. You may not get that time to come back. So it is recommended to, if you don't know the questions, you're not sure that which one is the 100%, you're not sure that which one is right answer. But still you can guess from other methods, like you can easily eliminate 1, 2 answers that is obvious that they are not the right answers. So eliminate those two, increase your chance of choosing the right answers by 50%. So choose the one of those choices that at least 50% it's a chance that it's the right answer. Choose that. Go there is another option. You flag it and go to the next question. Once you flag it, at the end of the first half, or if it is a second half, at the end of each half, the systems prompt you a message that, okay, go through your flag questions and choose your final answers and submit it. Once you choose the final answers and unflag those questions, they are ready to submit. So you have time to go back and solve. If you couldn't make that time at the end of the sessions to go back, at least you choose already an answer. It might be a right answer and you will get the marks. If not, it will not affect your other questions. But it is recommended to don't leave it blank. Choose one of the answers that you think it is a right answers. If you don't want to waste your time, if you don't spend time on those questions, Just choose an answer, go to the next at the end of the station, got the chance to come back and solve it, choose the right answers. If not, still just unflag it and submit it. That is the recommendations that I got from the tutors, and still I believe that that will help you. I hope you got what
Yep.
I
Thank you,
said.
Mr. Aziz. Thank you. I got it. Thank you.
A very hearty
Hey, oh, sorry.
congratulations to Aziz. Yeah, this is Vardhan from Bonham C2C. We really thank Aziz for this, wonderful presentation, which going definitely helpful to the viewers. And I would like to add on that we have been taking many batches, and we are running the seventh batch. And among all the six batches, see, we being the tutors, we can predict who's gonna crack it for sure. Like some of the students, they ask such doubts in the class. They approach us on WhatsApp. They keep on asking us, their doubts on numericals, etc. So we are pretty sure whoever are struggling to do some practice after the class. 90%, 95% we can probably guess that yes, this guy gonna get that, crack that FE exam. So Aziz was one of those students from batch 6.
Thank you.
So
Thank
yeah, so I suggest everyone who are viewing this session, do your self practice after the class. Even though we are trying our best to give some good numericals to explain you everything in detail, but as Aziz said in his presentation, we must do our self effort. We must put pen and paper on the rough paper and do some practice, then only you'll get the more confidence. Yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
right, Mr. Warden. I thought I was disturbing you a lot during the session.
No, we never took it as disturbance. It always
Yeah.
keeps us
Just
active.
kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
All right. Hey everyone, my name is Nasir. I have a couple of questions. One for Aziz. Aziz, how many hours did you spend each day, or did you work more over the weekend after the classes? Apart from attending the classes, even I have kids and just want to know how much time do I need to plan, and when did you pass this exam? Both questions are for Aziz, and then later I'll come down for Bhavan's guys.
Thank you, Nasir. So I think my condition is the same as you. So I have kids. I'm father of 4 kids and 3 triplet sons. My burden is a lot as compared with you. Um, I personally spend 1 hour in a live session with tutors with full interactions and being active in the class. I try to be very active, answer the questions, or directly jump and ask to clear my doubts. 1 hour in the live sessions and 2 to 3 hours. It depended on my day that I spend in the work. If it was a little bit easy day, I could easily spend 3 hours, if not 2 hours. So between 3 to 4 hours, I try to spend every day. But the weekend, obviously, I used to go to the libraries and spend at least 5 to 6 hours to get everything done. But at the end, once I cleared the exam, once I heard from Vinit that don't don't go so don't try to spend a lot of time, because sometimes you may feel that you messed up everything. So I had that feeling before exams couple of times. I thought that okay, I got I got prepared for the exams more than the required time. So the recommended time is 3 to 4 months, whatever the live sessions are. They are going to wrap it up or finish or cover all topics, every topics within 4 months maximum. So that 4 months for live session is more than enough. If you spend more 2 hours every day and 4 to 5 hours at the weekends, at least one of the weekends. For example, you have 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. I didn't you spend any time for IFE preparation on Sundays. It was just a family time with the kids. I didn't just it was a refreshment for my brain also, and I had a new fresh brain for the coming weeks to start a new week for the preparation. So 4 to 5 hours each Saturday and 3 hours daily, including the live sessions. So I cleared the exam. One part of your question was that when did I clear? I cleared the exam in last month, March.
Thank you so much. You said last
Yeah,
month of March.
cleared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the second question is for Bhavanams. Do you guys have a separation of people from each state that took your exam? Like Rashad is from California and some other folks from other states. I just want to know how many people from other states went for this because most of the students that I found were linked with California, and I just want to make sure that it is good with every state.
Yeah, to your question, Nazir. So there isn't any real benefit if we segregate students giving it from different states. The reason why I say this is because let's say if you're giving, okay, Aziz gave it from California. I gave my exam from Michigan board, although I was in Arizona by the time I was giving it. So it doesn't matter which state you're enrolling to give the exam, it will still be the same. Same topics, same concept, everything will be same. Level of difficulty will be the same. So the only reason why people choose different boards, like personally, in my case, when I was in Arizona, I was about to register the FA exam from Arizona board. But the reason why I didn't do that is because Arizona asks whatever the students who are applying for the FE exam to do the credential evaluation, education education evaluation before the exam itself. So I didn't have the time to wait for another 1 or 2 months to get my education verification done before the exam. So I was just looking for other states that doesn't look for education verification and just allows me to write the exam like very easily. So I was looking at each and every state, and I looked into Michigan board. It doesn't care about your education verification to be done before the exam. So I choose Michigan board, applied for the exam, sat for the exam in Arizona because you can do it. You can apply from any state, give the exam in another state, and then apply for your license from another state. So mine will be a perfect example. I was in Arizona, applied from Michigan board, but gave the exam in Arizona, applied the license from Maryland just because I get it so quick. So doesn't matter which state you're from, it doesn't really affect any of your syllabus or the topics or the difficulty level, any of those. So that's the reason why we don't segregate. And
Hello, Aziz.
Hey, Cindy.
I just have a small doubt. First of all, thank you so much for the session. It was very informative. I have started preparing for the exam and I'm listening to the classes, and I'm not on the live classes because of my college schedule. So I just want you to tell me like which is the best source for the practice problems, because like in ChatGPT it is giving like multiple different questions, like a few of the formulas which are not in the handbook and it's not covered in the classes as well. So I was just confused whether to focus on the other new formulas or not. So should I just go with the Bhavnam's what all formulas they have gone through, or should I just focus on the new one as well?
First of all, I want to emphasize on whatever resource Barnum C2C is provided. It is very updated and it is as per the requirement of the market. But still, I will recommend you to get a hold of Mr. Chandra Vardhan. So he was the person to send me a bunch of resources through the WhatsApp. So I used two or three books from the resources that he provided. I think it had a issue that he is not able to share it through the website, but still, since you are in the class and you are their students, he is here. He will give you the right answer. But I got the resources, the books from Chandra, and those books helped me. But still, the resources that they provide, whether through WhatsApp or the websites, it is more than enough if you practice it. Yeah, that's
Okay,
my.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, I just want to know, like, if you have faced any new problems, like in the exam, which are completely like out of handbook. Like,
So
what
you
did you do
may,
at the time?
yeah, I want to just make it clear. You may get some questions that you never faced it during your practice. They try to bring questions from different resources, but still, if you clearly listen to those videos, as you stated that you are not in the live classes and you go through those recorded videos. If you go through those recorded videos, there are enough information they provide during their lectures. If you go through all those and absorb those
This
information,
process.
even even those questions that they are not out of the topics, but they are a tricky one or more conceptual that an engineer, a graduate engineer needs to know it. From their lectures, you will get those answers also. So if I wanna, I can give you a specific example that from the I don't know whether you guys gone through the structural engineering or not. There is a concept, it's called Moore circle. It's, I think, from the mechanics of materials. So from the Moore circles, they ask two questions, and both of the questions were conceptual. So I gone through the handbook. I couldn't find the direct answer, but just I recall my memories, and from those lectures I got it because they explain it very well. So there are a lot of information during the lectures. If you listen to those lectures carefully, and at least you will get those conceptual questions also clear, because they try to bring the questions from a corner of those topics which is not discussed more, but this was my personal experience that I got from the tutor's lecture. I got those answers which was not available in the handbook. So the information they provide, whether through lectures or resources that they provide, it is more than enough if you go through all of them.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Aziz.
Thank
Also, something to add here, Srinidhi. So when I was giving my exam, I gave it like I prepared all the exam personally by myself. I didn't take any of the platforms and then went from those. So yeah, even I was preparing just solely based on the handbook and then some YouTube videos and then online materials. So when I sat on the exam and then I saw a few questions from like topics like how to read the engineering drawings and some other transportation related stuff. Those are more likely the applications to everyday life that everybody uses it. But I have no idea about those type of questions before going to the exam. I still didn't panic myself, but just tried to read the question, understand it, and see if you can answer it or not. Even if you don't answer it, that's fine because you have 110 questions. It could be those 10 questions that NCS is testing us, or it could be from those 100 questions where you only need 70 to 80% to clear the exam. So don't panic yourself just by looking at one or two questions in the exam because that will just drag you down always. So just be confident and just attempt the questions. That's all.
Like, it's enough to pass, right? I'm just asking. You can go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you just go through the handbook, listen to the classes carefully, and then answer the questions, and then practice the questions, even that's
Okay.
not what we teach in like class, like try different materials, try to answer those questions, come up with the questions in the next class or after the class will always be available. And then yeah, you learn a lot by just solving questions and questions for most of the topics. Like even for the ethics, there isn't like set questions that you need to practice in order to give the exam. All you just need to do, like you can't study the whole ethics topic just by sitting for days. So all like my strategy by myself, I don't teach ethics, but still when I was preparing the exam, I just used to solve multiple questions, more and more questions, so that I get habituated to how we need to answer the question. So that will definitely help you. Whenever you see a question in the exam, you don't need to understand the concept behind it. For some theory or conceptual questions, you can just answer it by the way you think. Okay, the examiner thinks it in this way, so this would be the correct answer. So there will be few topics and strategies that you use to answer those type of questions. You'll get it once you solve more and more number of questions.
Yes, I got it. Thank you, Vinit.
Yep, no problem.
I would like to add on something here.
Yeah.
So, Madam Srinidhi, she has asked a doubt related to ChatGPT, right? That the questions may not looking relevant. So, generally, we guys also being tutors, we use the AI tools like ChatGPT. So, there is an option called projects. Have you guys? I mean, Srinidhi, did you use that projects in
No,
ChatGPT?
actually, I'm
Yeah.
just using ChatGPT and AI.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I'll give you a suggestion now. In the ChatGPT, whether you are using in that I mean mobile or desktop, there is an option called projects. What you can do in that projects, you name that project as FE Civil and upload all the files you have, like FE Handbook 10.5 version, whatever the reference
Yes, yes,
books.
I have.
Yeah,
Yes, I have gone through that. I'll do the same. I give
yeah,
all the material and I'll just ask,
yes,
like, give all the problems like in different tricky ways,
yeah,
so that I can solve
yes.
it. Yes,
Uh-huh.
I got it.
Yeah, right.
So,
And in the project itself, you can give the instruction, like the one common instruction. I'm a student, as you said. You can give the instruction, and whatever you type, the output will be as per your need. Okay. And regarding the resources, what we have shared was Islam, Iqbal, Lindenberg, and NCES practice papers. We shared only those majorly, and there are few resources I have shared related to materials, because for the FE, the handbook doesn't have much information for materials, especially for concrete and asphalt. So we shared one other reference book for that subject. That's it.
just a quick doubt. Vardhan, are those available on the application? Because I didn't
No,
go through
that's the issue.
those.
You have to either buy them. You know, copyright issues will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, Bhavan.
Yeah, I have one question. First of all, thank you for organizing such a wonderful session webinar. Actually, I'm from the Texas, so as somebody said just now that for Texas, if a person is having a experience more than 10, 15 years, then FE exam is exempted. So is it true?
Yeah, like some boards have it. I didn't specifically mention it about the Texas because I think Nazir mentioned about it. So you can always reach out to Texas Board of Professional Engineers. You can look into that in Google, and then you can always reach out to them through email or through mobile. Just contact them, and they'll be able to answer
Mhm.
it. They're really good at it. So yeah, like most of us doesn't have like too much. I gave my exam personally, like PE exam, I cleared it, but still I'm not too much familiarized with the licensure process and which states exempt you from taking FE and all of those concepts. So we're not too much
It's
proficient in
not
answering
just.
those, but yeah.
I'll answer that for you. You have to show that you've worked with so many engineers throughout the years. When you say that you've got 10 years of experience, I believe it's 10 or 12 years experience, and then on top of that, you still have to give your P. It exempts you from FE, but it doesn't exempt you from P.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, B is a must, but we can. I mean, a experienced person can apply directly to the F to P just by.
And
I
also,
mean,
here's the
ignoring.
thing: you cannot relocate to any, that licensure won't be transferable to any other state. So you
Oh,
can take
okay.
a So you need to just work in Texas if you're doing that way.
Oh, okay. But otherwise, if you are giving a FE exam from Michigan or any other state, then that license is transferable to any other state, correct?
If you have
Yes,
a
like
FE, then it is transferable to any other state.
Yeah, the IFE is.
yes, yes.
Yeah, so that is the benefit of giving FE exam to from any other state and then go for PE.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. And how many times this FE exam is being conducted in a year? Three times, four times?
No, it's unlimited. There's exams every day. Like you can, and even on a day you have different sessions. So all it depends is you can only take it for like 3 times.
Okay. Three times a year. And so that timetable and the exam durations and everything will be different per different state, or it will be on the same date in all state?
It will be the same. Like every window will be the same because NCES will conduct the FE exam, and it's representing the whole all the states in the US. So it will be the same.
Before Vardhanan said something about ChatGPT and he interrupted in between. Could you please confirm? Could you please continue that?
Yeah, he was just telling to use the specific. Oh, Vardhana, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to share the screen. Just a minute.
In the meantime, Vineet, can you please
Yep.
tell me the sources once? Like, Vardhan has told few books, like practice books of NCS, and what else?
Islam, Iqbal, and Lindenberg.
Iqbal.
These are three books that are available, and you can get the soft from students from batch 6, or even Chandra can send it to you.
Also, another thing, don't stress yourself trying to like solve each and every question from those topics or those books because those will be tedious. You'll see a lot of questions from each topic. Like personally, when I was preparing, I didn't even worry about any of those references because I know those are huge. Those will be useful, but then it depends upon whether you have time to solve each and every question or not. Because you don't feel fully confident if you just solve a few questions from those topics. You will always be with a half-minded going to the exam, feeling like, okay, I didn't do my preparation completely. So that's the reason why I didn't choose it. But again, it depends upon the time you have to solve the questions and then go sit to the exam. So
Yes, I was just trying, like, I'm listening to the classes first, I'm
yeah,
taking notes, and I'm just going through all the concepts and I'm trying to solve those practice problems. So when I'm done with like few of the same conceptual problems from the Bhavanams, so I'm trying
hmm
to focus on different
yeah,
problems so that I'll just cover that topic and move to the next subject. So I'm
yeah.
not
That's good
understanding.
if you. Yeah,
Am I
go ahead.
done or should I go search in YouTube? There are many videos on in YouTube again. I'm confused. That's the reason I'm just like, which are
Yeah,
the best?
yeah, like I said, it completely depends upon the time you have. Like in my case, I just had 1 month and I choose to finish it in 1 month because I have holidays during Christmas, like December vacation. So I only have 30 days to give it. If I just sit on Lindbergh or Islam and then try to solve questions on those, I definitely wouldn't feel so much confident because I won't be able to finish the whole book in that 30 days to understand the formulas and to answer the questions. So that's the reason why I didn't choose that. Again, it depends upon the time you have. Like for PE, I gave the exam taking one of the educational platforms. So I tried to answer each and every question from their practice tests and then mock tests. And then I took the practice test again just to test myself. So if you have time, if you do that, that's really great. And if you don't have time, don't completely stress yourself thinking about, okay, my preparation is on right track. Nothing like that. If you just go into the exam, even if you do the handbook completely, and then meaning if there is any questions that is an extension from your handbook, you should be able to answer those type of questions. If you go sit to the exam and then if you see couple questions, then you'll definitely feel confident, feeling okay, my preparation was on track, and that will just push you throughout the exam. So it really depends upon the time you have. If you have more time, go for extra questions from multiple materials. That will definitely help you expose yourself to different types of questions. But if you don't have time, don't stress yourself. Just do everything that you're doing perfectly, and that will definitely help you.
Thank you so much, Vinit.
Yep, no problem.
I think Srinivas is also here. We also have our own AI tool from Bhavanams, which is exclusively for civil engineers. We can even access that.
Go
No
ahead.
negative marks. No negative marks.
Vinita, you based here in Oklahoma now? Sorry,
Yes, I
Maryland?
live in Oklahoma. No, I
Okay,
live in Oklahoma. Yep.
gotcha.
Hi, this is Manindra. I have a question. Your institute has offered two packages for the FE preparations. One is recorded and one is live. So
Mm-hmm.
due to some time constraint, I'm unable to continue the live. So what's the purpose or what's the benefit if I go recorded? Is there any difference or any benefit
No, it won't be
if I
much
go?
difference, but the only thing that you get from joining the live sessions is you can ask your questions at the same time. So that's the only difference. Even if you take from any of the platforms, it will still be the same. Like the recorded sessions and the live sessions will teach the same stuff. But sometimes if you just be in the live class, it will be more useful to ask the question. And sometimes, let's say Aziz, sometime ago, I think he asked about some mathematics questions, and then it drove us to discuss about some other topic in detail. So that's the only things that you might feel a little bit different, but most of them it will be the same. You don't need to worry about it. And I have done like recorded sessions previously, personally for my exams, and that didn't make any difference. So
Okay, if I go for the recorded, how I connect? Can I connect to your guy group if I have some
yeah,
doubts while learning?
Yes, yes. We if you join the recorded sessions, you will be getting doubts clarification session weekly twice. We are organizing the doubts clarification. Maybe in that doubt clarification, you can ask your questions, and we wanted to separate based on your preferences. But if you have, so everything will be the same, and whenever you have enrolled these kind of students roadmap sessions, we are going to organize a weekly one and also doubt sessions weekly two. In these sessions, maybe the doubt sessions, maybe our Vineet or our main instructors won't be available. But these student sessions, Vineet and Vardhan and Madhav will be here. So we always connected each other. But the only the thing, if you don't have a time to join the live sessions, you can opt for a recorded session. You can watch the things, and if you get any questions, you can post those questions in the group. And there is a one person is ready to solve those questions and confirm you in that particular group. Or else if you could join those doubt sessions, and there also you can kind of clarify your whatever the questions you have. So the only the thing is you don't have a time to join the live sessions, so that's why we are giving another option for you to keep
Okay, yes,
confident
yes.
and for you to follow. That's the thing. Okay.
Uh,
Thank you.
how long does this live sessions continue? 4 months is means only the lecture or all preparations timing, all you have managed, or how it's the workout? 4 months
like
planning.
the lectures, we take a lecture every day for 1 hour, and then that will take like 3 to 4 months, at most 4 months, depending upon the questions we get in every day's class. So that's all depends.
Because if I go to what I was thinking, if I go for recorded and I plan for 2 to 3 months, it will be mess up or how it will
No,
helpful to me.
no,
Um,
if you take recorded, you can if you are confident, you can just do it in 2 months or 1 month. It depends upon your individuality and your understanding of concepts, and whether you have time that you can give in a month or 2 months or
Okay.
3 months. So it all depends upon yourself. So
Okay. Thank you very much.
I'm just would like to ask you an advice because me, I've been out of school about more than 10 years. According to your experience, I would like to know what kind of thing I'm supposed to do if I would like to be on track. That's my
yeah, like
question.
again, the same thing with Aziz. I think you're like graduated from long back, was
yes,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mentioned so I graduated in 2009 from bachelor's, and
Yeah, it
uh,
was 2008.
yeah, I got a chance to go for masters, but I never used those things that I learned in masters in my job. So I was busy doing the project managements, and I was away from the science behind this engineering things to solve the questions or to deal with with the moments or shares on or whatever it is in the structures to design to calculate. I was also away, but what I got benefit the most was well planned and consistency. So 1 hour daily, sitting in a class in front of the tutors, or at least I gone through the two subjects and listen to the recorded videos. I couldn't get the time to sit for the live session. So the recorded video is also beneficial, same as the live classes. The only benefit from live classes, what Vinny said, you can discuss and directly ask your doubts. But still in the recorded sessions, you can send the questions to the WhatsApp group of your batch, and that's a good discussion in the groups. Some of the students are proactive; they can easily get those questions and solve it. And it's a practice for them, and also they help you to solve the questions and will put the answers. And also the tutors are quite helpful. They will send. So the consistency related to your questions, consistency is the key. So start from the scratch, same like me. I started from the scratch and gradually for the first months, I had no confidence that I will gonna make this question, this exams. I always had a thought on my back of my head that okay, I will give up eventually because I'm not, I was away from that. But gradually, I get confidence in the at least in the easy subjects. Once I confident in the easy subjects, and that was a motivation for me to go and to spend a little bit more time every day for others. And once the basic topics like once the static is refreshed in your mind, easily you will get the mechanics of materials. One mechanics of materials is refreshed if you go through the questions, and the structure will be the question will be familiar, and by practicing questions, more questions, you will get that level of confidence to sit for the exam. That was my personal experience.
Thank you very much.
So this is my, chat GPT in the app. You guys can see the same. So here on the left hand side, there are many options like images, apps, projects. In the projects, I have created so many projects like all other things. In this, you can see one of my projects is FE Civil. When I go to FE Civil, this page will be opened for you. So there are two options like chats and sources. When you click the sources, these are all the things that I have added. Whatever materials, notes I have, PDFs I have uploaded them as a standard references. And then on the top of the page on the right hand side, there is an option. If you click these three dots, you'll get an option to edit the instructions. So when you go to that option, you can see my instructions. I'm the tutor for FE exam conducted by so and so. I want my replies to be in so and so format, etc., etc. So you guys can frame your requirement in these instructions one single time. When you just give your instructions there, after going to chats, whatever you type, it will follow the same instruction. You not to type it all the time, and you not to add the references every time. So that is how I am using this chat GPT. So I think that's it. There is not no much complexity in this. Yeah. And we have the civil tools. Srinivas, if you can share the screen and tell about the AI tool created by Bhavanam C2C.
AI Civilist, courses.aicivilist.com.
AI
Dev
Civil.
courses.aicivilist.com. Courses.aicivilist.com. That is our official FE's page, civilist.com. So if you go, there is, okay, go down. Do we have that? Oh, that is for the AI for civil engineers. So I think that would be also very helpful. But 1 minute, just give me a minute. Let me keep that active in this particular.
Yeah.
Can you? No, now you can see another course. So there is first one. See, 3 days AI mastery workshop for civil engineers. So this is what you are talking, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so if you click on
Okay.
enroll now, so guys, the one thing, this is the one particular workshop we created on behalf of Bhavanam C2C, how we can leverage this AI in order to help with the projects and preparations, and how you can build a real-time civil engineering uh, tools, and also what kind of civil engineering companies, startups building based on this AI in order to help the industry. So I clearly explain each day. It's like a miracle, I can say. So I explain so many things in this, and if you really wanted to understand and go beyond the natural Excel sheet works, and you can watch, enroll this session, and you can understand how this AI could help you in terms of the civil engineering also. If you click on the content, so here, if you just click on the play button, and there is a three videos. See here, you can see all the videos, and you can go ahead and watch these, and you will get a more information on it. And we are also focusing on so much related to the AI. We are building a tools, and we are getting so many things. And so upcoming days we are helping. But if you are a civil engineer, if you wanted to learn the AI also, there is a one. Can you go back to get back to home Anna here courses dot. Okay,
Okay.
so if you go down, so, and so there is a AI for civil engineers. This is the one AI created course in our Bounum C2C. We tried it, but the results was amazing. By learning this particular, by enrolling that AI for civil engineers, you got to know how this, what is the LLM, and what is the RAG, what is these, some AI terminology also you will understand. So that is really helpful for you. So start learning towards that. So some things we have to definitely, guys. Why? Because in upcoming days we are going to be in the era where everyone using more AI things. So you have to understand the basic terminology, how this AI got generated. This particular session will help you to understand the civil aspect. So how you can use this AI, where all, what areas you can inbuilt the AI into the civil engineering. So that is the one thing. And if someone is looking for a job, and can you go up on once? There is a one guy who is working in a Chicago. He created a 5 days workshop on job preparation, how you can prepare your job. After this job, after this workshop, there is a one guy who is software engineer, turns into the civil engineering, just enrolling this particular workshop, and understand how we can help it. But this might be helpful for you or may not. So the people who are in here, maybe most of the people are working in a industry, and we really appreciated that you spent some time to enroll this. But so come to the AI things, you have to have some kind of excitement or enthusiastic towards learning this AI. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much
Okay.
for that
Thank you
opportunity.
so much. Okay.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for the information. And I have logged in I have paid in the mobile app, but I couldn't able to access the recordings when I get out.
No, did you can you install the AI civilist application from the Play Store? Did you? Which platform you are using? Are you using a Bounum C2C or AI civilist?
I'm using the Burnham C2C in
Okay, if you don't
App Store.
mind, the
Yeah.
for I understood. I understood. So the people who are using the Bounum C2C, for the we have been updating all our mobile applications and everything. So recently, for the FE civil engineering students, we introduced a new application, that is the AI Civilist. Go ahead and install the AI Civilist application. And so once you enroll with the previous mail ID, phone number, mostly you will get access. But if you didn't get access, connect with the team, set up a meeting schedule, and they can help you to get you the same access in this particular platform also. All platforms are ours, and wherever you can feel comfortable, you can learn.
This AI for civil engineers that anybody can join, or if the person who is joining this Bounam course only is eligible to get that one, that $2.11 something, that course fee, what you are told for AI for civil engineer.
Yes, sir. Everyone can join, sir. So there is no
Okay.
restrictions or anything. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's time to wrap up, Vineet. It's a great session. And thank you so much, Aziz, and all our instructors. And we really appreciate it. And also all our people who joined this session. So we really appreciate your uh, time to spend on this, and definitely we'll come up with a more kind of webinars, same kind of webinars like this, and in upcoming days. Stay tuned and we'll get you updated.